Hey, welcome back to my stage 4 journey. If this is your first time here, my name is Chris. Welcome. Um, I'm living with stage 4 cancer, and I'm doing these series of videos to document my daily life of dealing with that horrid disease. So I suggest if this is your first time here, you might want to go back down on my channel and check out some of my other videos that I have. You will learn a little bit more about me and who I am and my purpose of being here. And also you'll see on one of those other videos of me making a billet of Mokume Gane, and this actually isn't the one that I made in that video, because I tried to make a video of me doing this, what I'm going to try again, last week, and was not successful. I was going to try to make a ring, and it didn't work out for me, so I had to start all over, and I made another billet, which I have right here, and I'm going to try to today make a ring out of that billet. So here we go, round 2. So I guess we'll just get started, and I guess I should talk a bit first on how I'm feeling. I haven't been feeling real good here this past week. I'm having a pretty rough time of it. There'll be another video coming out before this one that will be saying a little bit more about that, but if you came to this video just to see me make this ring, just let you know that I just haven't been feeling real good, and yeah, it's just been pretty rough for me. So I'm actually having a hard time trying to keep my mind straight and figure things out, and I'm just having a hard time here the past week. So we're gonna try to do this again, and I'm hoping I can get 2 rings out of this. This billet turned out a little bit better than the first one that I made on that other video. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get 2 rings out of this. I have planned on giving my wife Cheryl one of those rings. I was hoping to have one done by Valentine's Day, but I just couldn't get it done. I tried to, but it didn't work out, and then I just didn't have the energy to get the billet done and get the ring done before Valentine's Day. So today is Wednesday, after Valentine's Day was on Monday. So I'm going to try to make it up to her today and get a ring made, and I'm going to try to get a second ring made. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a giveaway. So I'll have more information about that. If I get the second one done and it's successful, I will have more information hopefully at the end of this video about that giveaway. So I think we'll go ahead and get started, and wish me luck. So here we go. So I'm just going to start out by saying that I have not made a ring out of a billet of this stuff yet. Now, I have made rings out of regular quarters, but not out of the Mokume Gane billets. So it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to have a little bit of a rougher time trying to figure this one out. So, okay, so here we go. And the first thing I'm going to do, usually when I make a quarter ring, you know, a quarter, and I think instead of making the size of a quarter, I'm going to go a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to circle a 50-cent piece. I'm going to find a good spot on this billet where I think I'm going to be able to get 2 rings out of it, and I think I'll get one here. And I'm hoping I'll be able to get one here. It's going to be tight, and I don't need it quite this size of a 50-cent piece, so I'm going to cheat this a little bit. Okay. So I know it's overlapping, but like I said, I don't need them that big, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut these out. I'm going to use my die grinder, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Okay, I think I got it enough. I can get that out of there. Yep. Now it's going to be hot, so I'm going to cool it off. Okay. So that's what we got. Got that cut out, and it's got a lot of rough edges on it. And so I'm gonna take it over here to my belt sander and clean it up a little bit. So here we go. Okay, so we're over here at the belt grinder, and we're just gonna round these edges off a little bit and make it nice and smooth. Okay, so we just took that and hit the edges on it and just took all the sharp edges off. Now we're going to go over here and get some sandpaper and do some hand sanding. So it's still pretty big. It doesn't have to be the size of a 50-cent piece. I'm going to cool it off a little bit. You know, about the size of a quarter is all we need, but I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. But we need these edges just as smooth as can be, so I'm just going to take and just hand sand these edges down and try to get that rounded. This stuff sands real easy, so it doesn't take a lot. And I'm just using a 120 grit paper right now, and I'll work my way down a little bit. Right now I'm just trying to get it a little bit more round, but the main thing is just having those smooth edges. We need them smooth. If there's any type of a crack or anything in there, when we go to turn that into a ring, it's going to break. And that's what happened with this one. Is I didn't have it smooth enough on this edge, and there was just a little bit of crack in there, and as I was bringing it out to a ring, it split. So I don't want that to happen again, so we're just going to make sure this time that it's nice and smooth. And we're going to start with some 120, and then I'm going to go up to some 240. Okay, I think that's good with the 120, so now I'm going to go up to 240. Okay, that's looking pretty good there. Now I'm going to go up to 320. Okay, now I'm just trying to take out some of the little marks that were left over on the surface. I'm going to find which side is going to be best for my outer part of the ring, and that's the side you're going to want to get looking really, really pretty. So I'm going to sand that down as good as I can right now. I'm going to get it really close because I'll do the final sanding after I get the ring done, or get it looking like a ring anyhow. You know, some of those marks are going to be taken out when I take this center part out, so it doesn't have to be perfect yet. Alright, so I'm going to be good with the sanding for right now. I don't waste too much time on that surface, but you want to make sure these edges are good, which I think that outside edge is good. So we're going to move on. You can use a drill bit, you can drill it out if you want, but I got this hole punch that I use. Use it for making all my quarter rings, and I bought it at Harbor Freight. It was very inexpensive. But like I said, you can use a drill bit, that's perfectly fine, but I just happen to have this hole punch, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to use the 7/16 punch for hole, and I'm going to put this in there. Okay, so I got it in the hole punch here, and I'm just going to try to center that up with the hole. Some people make marks, I just use my eye. Try to get that looking as close as possible. And this is why I make it just a hair bigger, so I have some room at the end to make it even, and you'll see what I mean then. Okay, so I got it centered up in the hole punch. Yeah, I got it centered up on the hole punch. It might not look centered there, but it's pretty centered. So now we're going to go over here and put this down on my anvil, so it's okay. So I'm going to put this down on my anvil so it's nice and hard and solid, and I'm going to put that over top of the hole here so I can get that punch the whole way through. And I got the wrong punch, hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to punch that hole out. Now if I can just find the center punch. There it is. I knew it was there. Okay, so we got that hole punched out, and we're going to go back over here to the bench. Okay, so I'm going to take that out of the hole punch. And there you go. And we got ourselves a nice washer. So now I'm going to take, this is just a needle file out of an automotive needle file kit, and I'm going to take and sand these inside edges down. and I just want it to be nice and smooth. So we're going to do that. You want that to be nice and smooth, no edge, no cracks. The file I'm using is rounded. You can't see it, but it's got a round edge on it, so that's why it's working out on this inside here. The needle file set that you get, I got mine at Harbor Freight. Yes, I get most of my tools at Harbor Freight. I don't use them enough to justify going out and spending big bucks on something I'm only going to use 2 or 3 times a year. I just don't use them that often. This is the most important thing right here, is getting this inside nice and smooth. Very important. That's what happened in that last ring. It split on me. And I've wasted many a quarters making a quarter ring by not sanding it enough. Alright, so I'm just going to keep sanding this down. I'm not going to make you guys watch this all, but I'm just going to keep sanding this down because it's really important, and I'm seeing some gouges. Even though that punch is smooth, it just leaves a little sharp edge on it right there, and I just need to get that off of there. So I'm going to finish getting this nice and sanded, and I'll be back then. Okay, so I got that all sanded down nice and smooth on the edges. Just want to make sure that's really smooth. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a process which is called annealing. This piece gets work hardened. It gets hard and gets to a point where it's hard to work with. So you can soften it up, and by doing that is just using a torch and getting it red hot and then cooling it off. And we'll do that a couple times, and that'll make it soft again. So we're just going to heat this up. And once it starts getting red, we're just going to cool it off in some water. And we're going to do that one more time. Okay, and we're going to cool it off. Alright, so we're good now. And we'll work it a little bit, and then we'll have to keep doing that. We'll wipe it off. Okay. So we're good to go. So now the next step, starting to turn this thing into a ring. I got this at Harbor Freight again. This is just a die with some punches, and what you want to do is you want to find out what edge is going to be facing outwards. To find the side that you want out, which is going to be that one's going to be out, so you're going to face it down. You're going to put it in that die like so. And then my hammer, I left my hammer sit over there. Okay, and we're just going to take this die and we're going to tap it. Okay, so we got that. It's starting to push out around. And what we're going to do is we're going to anneal it one more time. Okay. Now I can feel a little burr on the inside there. So I'm going to take my needle file and just hit that. Take that burr off. Okay, so you want to just make sure everything's nice and smooth. That is what I found to be the most important thing here, is just keeping everything nice and smooth. Okay, so now, since we got to that point, I could probably take it down just a little bit further. Put it in this die on a different one. And we're going to take my hammer, go down a little bit on that. Okay, so we took it down just a little bit further, just the slightest little bit more. And now I got this tool. It's called a ring mandrel. It's just a piece of steel that's tapered. You don't have to use this. I've seen other people online just using a dowel rod or a piece of a steel rod. As long as it's small enough you can get your ring on it. That's all you need. And then use a plastic or a rubber mallet. And basically, all you do, move the camera back a little bit, is you start tapping it. And you keep spinning it as you tap it, and you kind of pull down on it as you go. Keep working your way down. And after you hit it a while, you're going to want to stop and anneal it again. Okay, I'm going to stop and I'm going to anneal it. But you can see I just keep going a little bit at a time, and it's just slowly turning that outward. But I am going to anneal it. Okay. Wipe it off. And I'm going to put it back on my ring mandrel and start hitting it again. Hit and spin and pulling that down as you go. If you hit too far on one side, you'll see it starting to get lopsided. You don't want that. You want to try to keep it as even as possible. And if you feel like it's getting too hard and it's not bending, stop and anneal it. It's not going to hurt you. Hurt it if you anneal it more. It's not going to hurt it one bit. Okay. So I'm going to kneel it again. I'll show you. We're just slowly getting that turned around. And every now and then I'll feel like a sharp edge. I'm going to take my file and I'm going to keep it down, keep it nice and smooth. Okay, I'm going to kneel it. Pull it. Okay. Wipe it off again. Okay, and back on the mandrel. Okay, so we got it almost down. I'm going to kneel it one more time. Check to see if there's any burrs on the inside. Don't feel too bad. There's a little bit of a sharp edge right there. Go ahead and take that down. Okay, so, but that's where we're at. It's almost there. I think one more time and we'll probably have it down to where we need it. So I'm going to kneel it again. Okay. All right, I think it's time we'll get it. This time I'm going to turn it around the opposite way and put it on backwards and try to get that hammer down flat. Okay. I think I might have to kneel it one more time to get that final shape out of it. Checking for burrs. Got a little sharp edge there. Sand that down. Okay, I'm going to kneel it again. Yeah, I may be over annealing it, but it's not going to hurt it. I found that if I don't anneal it, like that last time I did, that last ring I tried, I don't think I was annealing it enough and it was too hard. And I was trying to work it too much at one time. So that's why I am annealing it a lot this time. Okay, I think one more time. I'm going to put it on backwards again. And I'm just going to tappy tack. Okay. So that's where we're at. It's looking like that. It's still a little bit oblong on the one side. And now, so I got it to this point. I'm going to kneel it one more time. And then I've got a ring machine that I'm going to put it on now. If you don't have one of these machines that I'm going to show you here, you can just keep using your mandrel and just keep going with your mandrel until you get it flat. But I got myself a machine. It wasn't that expensive. I can't remember. I think it was about $65 or $75, I think it was, and it makes it so much easier, and then it can help you shape it and also size it. So I'm going to set you guys up over here on the ring machine next, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to kneel it one more time, and then we'll end up over here at the ring machine. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here we are at the ring machine, and Like I said, I bought this off of Amazon. It was either $65 or $75. I can't remember. The name of it is Lion Goldsmith. And you can size your rings, and you can size your rings down here. It has different dies that you can use. And you can also use these to shape it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here, and what it does is when you put it on there and you put pressure on it, opens it up very, very slightly. So I'm going to put the narrow end down over top first, and I'm just going to real light, just keep real lightly pulling on that, just as light as can be. You don't want to do too much at one time. This is where I ended up breaking that other one, and you just go real, real slow. Just a little bit itty bitty pressure at a time. I mean, probably moving about a 32nd of an inch at a time. It probably even not even that much. Okay, so it's slowly taking that out, just a little bit at a time, slightest little bit. Okay, so it's, like I said, it's very slowly bringing that out. And of course it's going to be big. I'll resize it here shortly. I'll take it down a size or two. And once you get it to almost where it's nice and flat, you can go down here and use this machine. Find the right size that'll fit in. I'm not quite there yet. So I'm going to keep going out with it. And if you feel like you need to anneal it, stop and anneal it. And that's what I'm going to do here in a minute. I just don't want to take a chance of splitting it again. Okay, so it's almost nice and flat. And what I'm gonna do now, and this is why I left mine big, is I'm gonna take mine over on the belt sander and level all this off so it's nice and flat and level. Now, if you don't have a belt sander, you can use a piece of sandpaper like we were doing a while ago, and you can just put it on a piece of sandpaper and keep sanding it like that down until you get it to where you want it. And that'll take you a little bit longer, but I've got a belt sander, so I'm going to go over there and I'm going to take mine down a little bit and try to get that a little bit more flat, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back from the belt sander. I sanded that down a little bit and I re-annealed it, and it's still just a little bit high on that one side. So now I can fit it in my machine here, get it in that die. Can you guys see that down there? Just put it in there and just a slight little bit of pressure. And that starts to bring that side around to where we have a pretty good round edge on it. So I mean, it's getting pretty good. Now it's big. It's big. Now, it fits my pinky perfect, so it's going to be a little big for on a girl yet. So I'm going to try to keep bringing it down just a little bit at a time. Just keep shrinking it down. Take it out and flip it out on the other side. Just a little bit at a time. Okay, and see, it keeps getting just a little bit tighter each time. So I'm just going to keep bringing it down just a little bit. And I want to keep the burrs out of the inside. I don't know why it keeps getting burrs on there, but keep that inside smooth as possible. Okay, that might be about as small as I'm going to be able to get that thing. So, like I said, it fits my pinky pretty good. I'm going to take it home and I'm going to show Cheryl. First, I'm going to sand it up real good, get it nice and smooth, and then I'm going to polish it out. And so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just sand it off real good and get it smooth and polish it. So I don't know if you need to watch that, but maybe I'll do it on a time lapse. Okay, I'm just going to set you up on time lapse and have you watch me sand it. I'm just going to start with some 120, then I'm going to go up to 240, then I got some 320, and then I got some 500 around here somewhere. Yeah, got some 500, and then I'll use my buffing wheel. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm just going to sand it. Okay, I got it all sanded down. Now I'm going to go over here on my buffing wheel and I'm going to buff it out. Okay, I use just a standard polishing compound. I mean, they have a bunch of different ones to use, but this seems to work okay for me, so that's all I use. That's all it takes on that. Now I'm going to go over here and just clean it up with the polishing brush and it's done. I'm just going to use a little bit of this metal polish. It doesn't take much. A little bit on the rag. And just wipe her down. Okay, so one last time to get that design to really stick out, I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to anneal it one last time. Okay, but this time, instead of dropping it down in the water, I'm just going to let it cool. I'm going to set it down here on my little ring thing here. Just gonna let it sit there and let it cool. So as soon as that cools off, I will be back and I will show you the final product. Okay, so it's cooled off. I'm gonna try to show this to you. You can see the design in it. I don't know if the camera is gonna focus or not, but there's the design. You can see where the all those quarters been hammered together, and then where where I drilled it, you can see the color difference between the copper and the nickel plating off the quarters. But that's where we're at. So this one is, I didn't look at the size exactly. Like I said, it's a little small for my ring finger, so I'm not quite sure what it is, but I will size it up. I'm going to go ahead and make the second ring tomorrow. I'm done for the day. I'm absolutely wore out. So I'm going to make the second ring tomorrow. I'll make it a little smaller, and we'll see how that turns out. And I will get back with you when I'm done the second one tomorrow. So I will see you all tomorrow then. All right. Okay, so I'm back. It's actually been a couple days since I made that first ring. I was able to get the second one almost complete yesterday, and was able to come down today and actually complete it today. So I was successful at getting the second ring done, which is right here. And I have decided I'm going to be giving the second ring to my wife Cheryl for a late Valentine's / Christmas gift. I need to make it up to her because I did not get her anything made at Christmas time, and then of course I didn't get her but a card and a couple pieces of chocolate for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to make it up to her and give her the second one, which leaves me with the very first one that I did. And I think I said at the beginning of this video that if I was successful at getting the second ring made, that I was thinking about doing a giveaway, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm excited about this. What I decided what we're going to do is once I reach 250 subscribers, I'm going to be giving this away to one of my subscribers that leaves me a comment on this video here and likes this video on YouTube. And it has to be on the YouTube platform, not Facebook. All comments need to be on YouTube. And once I hit the 250 subscribers, I will figure out a way to randomly pick somebody out of my 250 subscribers that liked this video and left me a comment, and I will pick a winner, and I will contact you through the comments. And so you'll have to keep an eye on the comments once we reach the 250 subscribers, that I'll get a hold of you and get your address and get this sent out. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to limit this to U.S. territories only. It's just such a pain in the rear trying to ship overseas these days. And as long as you are a U.S. resident, I will get that sent out to you. So sorry about that. If I have other people from other countries watching and subscribing, maybe further down the road I can figure out an easier way to get something out to you. So that's where we are. I was successful at getting 2 rings done. Like I said, I wasn't successful in my first one. The first one was a huge failure. Actually, this was my second try, because the first billet was not successful, and the second billet was successful. And I did make a third billet, and I just wasn't happy with it. It just didn't turn out. I just didn't think it looked like it was going to be good enough to use. So I didn't. But anyhow, that's where we are with all that. And it's just, I think it's pretty cool to end up with a beautiful piece of jewelry that looks like that. And I'm going to try to get some close-up views with my other camera and have them probably up there somewhere when I'm talking about this giveaway. So it's just pretty cool thinking that I took 16 quarters and turned it into 2 awesome, I think they're beautiful rings. And I'm hoping whoever wins this ring, which I did size this ring, by the way. It's just a hair over 9, so it's a little on the bigger size. So it is a little big, but it should still fit somebody out there. So that's where we are with that. And I guess with all of that said, we were successful at doing the first Mokume Gane. I think I said that right. Been having trouble spitting that out here, but I think I just said that right. My first successful billet and ring is done, and I look forward to making some more of that, and hopefully I just keep getting better and better as I go with that. So I guess with all that said, I just want to say thank you all again for coming along on my journey. I appreciate all of you coming over and watching and leaving me the comments and subscribing. I do appreciate all of that, but I could still use a lot of help with getting my channel out there, and by doing that, all you got to do is subscribe, like the video on YouTube, and also leave me a comment on YouTube. So all right, so I'm gonna get out of here, and like I said, I appreciate you all, and I can't wait to see you again next time on my stage 4 journey. And just remember that even though it's been a rough couple weeks for me, and it's been still cold and kind of gloomy out the last couple days and super windy today, it has been a great day to be alive. So we will see y'all again next time. All right, bye-bye.